Hey, what's up, y'all? So we're about to get set up. This is going to be a really dope video. This is a very necessary message, I believe. You know what I'm saying? I just want to have a nice, beautiful view in the back while we talk about this. This is a message that spiritual people, woke people, regular people, dads, moms, this is for all of y'all. Men and women, you had your heart broken, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe business, maybe you were fired from your job, or maybe people lied to you, cheated from you, stole from you. This is a message for you. All right, let's get set up real quick. And I want y'all to know that when I make these messages, these are channeled messages. I don't plan these messages. I don't like to write things out and script them. I used to. But since then, I just learned to just flow from my heart and just speak what I feel like is necessary. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. This is called, we're going to title this, The Art of Forgiveness. And I know nobody wants to do that, but there's only so many ways to do shadow work. At the end of any shadow work that you ever do, it's always going to look like forgiveness. How could you forgive him for cheating on you? How do you forgive her for lying on you? How do you forgive the deception? Let me tell y'all something. One of my daughters was taken from me by another person, another man, and granted they're in jail now. I'm not going to let that situation take more from me. It's pretty serious, it's pretty critical. I mean, most people don't even want to fathom something like that, but there's people who've gone through way worse. And I want to say this about the art of forgiveness, is to understand that if you don't choose to understand and work through certain issues to forgive your worst enemy, then you're only going to be limiting yourself. You will be donating more of your energy and more of your life force to that very thing that you may be frustrated about because it took from you. Or maybe you gave to it too much and you were deceived. So many different ways, but no one wants to play the victim. You see, I've never known a story of God to play victim. I know God would look at the devil as a son. I know that God, our concept, we're not going into deep esoteric knowledge right now, guys. But I know God would be the one to forgive the devil. It's not for the devil to forgive God. I'm sure that it's the other way around. You see, those who've done you wrong, those who have crossed you in this life, taken you for granted, you know, instead of allowing those situations to bring you to a lower frequency, which will change your vibration and change your reality, you have to find a way to see, okay, how is this working for me? And if you have no physical evidence of how something's working for you, think a little deeper. What did you learn? How did you grow? I mean, I'm sorry, the loss was great. But you can either let that pain sit there and you can let it destroy you and you can ruminate about it, or you can go deeper into it, pick it apart, understand it. You don't have to be okay with what had happened per se, but to understand it is liberation for you. You're doing yourself a disservice by holding any negative perception or perspective of anyone. Even your own worst enemy, you have to find a way to forgive them. Forgiving them is nothing to do with who they are and everything to do with who you are. Your ability to forgive shows your ability to transcend limitations. Transcendence, to break limitations of your own heart and your own mind. This has been very difficult to do. Sometimes it's taken me months to years to finally find it in me to forgive that person. And you know what's crazy? The moment that I do that, it's like all my blessings rain in. All my blessings rain in when I reclaim my power, reclaim my mind, my attention, my heart, my emotions. How dare this person take something so dear to me? And then how dare me continue to donate my energy to the idea of this person, their name, their mind, their face in my mind. They say revenge is best served cold, because all you're doing is mirroring the ones who have hurt you. Instead of trying to get back at those who may have hurt you, give forward. I know we've all heard of that pay it forward thing. When you forgive somebody, it don't mean you have to let them in your life. It doesn't mean that you have to deal with them, or it doesn't mean that you're justifying why they did what they did. But to understand it, it can be liberation for you. It can give you back all of your energy, time, focus. See, all that time that you may have spent thinking about the one that took from you or hurt you, you could have been putting towards another goal or a vision to continue to create and move and thrive out of love rather than malice, even self-pity. You see, the body and the mind doesn't know the difference between someone else and you. So when you hold a negative perception of anyone, that will project into your reality somewhere. While these people may be sitting in jail, in a cell, and you're angry about how they crashed into your car or how they took the life maybe of someone you may have held dear. Why? Why continue to feed into these situations? Have your memorials, have your ceremonies, go through what you need to go through, grieve if you must grieve. But I tell you, the sooner that you can find a reason why that person may have been hurt, broken, misguided, misled, to where they did what they did, that can liberate you. And to put karma and revenge, right? All that revenge energy, give it to God. You see, that wave, that water can do way more damage than you. That air, those clouds can touch way more at once than you. You are part of that. You are connected to that. You will answer for things that you've done in this life as others will answer for what they've done. It is not for us to choose the type of punishment. You see, every single person who's ever done me wrong in life, they feeling it. And when I look in the mirror and I try to confirm to myself if I was doing right or wrong, I'm feeling it. Life gets better as you get stronger. You see, because life has never changed. Life is not changing. You are. Now, the way I look at it, you can either grow or you can stay still. And when you stay still, the wind will move you. Life energy will come and move you anyway. It'll be forceful. But if you choose to progress and you choose to grow, man, let me tell you something. Imagine, and shout out to Vince. Shout out to Vince and Alicia on YouTube, Empath Tarot and 7D Tarot. Shout out to y'all for giving me this little piece of advice right here. Vince said this. He said, I believe it was Vince who said this. He said, okay, if you can lift 100 pounds, right, you're going to find yourself in life dealing with 100-pound situations. You can handle that. You can handle 100 pounds. But if you can't handle 200 pounds, even if there's 200-pound situations around you, you won't be experiencing them because you wouldn't be able to. If you want to experience a greater life, a better life, you got to get your weight up. You got to grow. They say don't pray for an easier life. Pray for the strength to get through more. I'm not here to find excuses to stay where I'm at in life. And I'm not here to make excuses for other people and their shortcomings in life either. I'm always going to promote growth. The moment that these trees, these plants stop growing, they're dead. They may not have to get too much taller. They may not have to get too much bigger. But so long as they live, so long as they thrive, they will regenerate themselves. This is life. They must take in and put out. Now, I want to ask y'all, what are you putting out? What are you taking in and what are you putting out? Energy is just energy. It's your perception of that energy is what you're taking in. You see, the heart can pick up all these electric impulses in the field around you, your biofield, and it reads the energy for what it is. But as soon as the heart begins to communicate with the brain, these electrical impulses, you cycle them through your traumas. You cycle them through your memories. You cycle them through your perceptions. And immediately from what it was to what you see it as, how you perceive it, that's what you're going to take in. And from whatever you took in, from how you chose to perceive a situation, is exactly what you're going to put out. Your perception, your projection. We're all projecting. All of us are. Oh, you're projecting onto me. Yeah, you're projecting onto me. We projecting onto each other. However, if one can find a way to think in coherence with what the heart is picking up, things for what they are, you don't have to own them anymore. You can just accept it and let it go. But if you want to hold on to it and process it and process it and process it, it's like you picked a project to work on. It's like that thought or that issue has now become a project that you are ruminating on, and you are giving all of the energy, the ATP energy in all of your cells will be depleted as you think. Think and think and think. Now, there's nothing wrong with thinking. The problem is when your thoughts are distorting what was reality too much. You're allowed to have your view. You're allowed to have your perspective, but be aware of it. Be aware of your perspective and why you have that perspective. Your traumas. What did you go through? Why do you see things like that? Why do you see things like this? If you can change these perceptions, you'll be able to find those lessons and those things that people have done to you, right? And you can find forgiveness for them. Not in just finding out why they could have did what they did and having some empathy and sympathy. That's a level of growth. But also finding out why it could help you deter that from happening more in life. You see, what you went through already happened. It's done. It's over. It's over. It happened. Now it's time to take the wisdom from the experience and get the level up. The level up is great when you're applying what you've learned. As I walk through life, I can treat people completely different because of how people treated me, because of how people held me, what people did to me. Instead of being a victim, I said, well, that's my journey. I'm not going to keep putting myself in these situations because I'm going to take the time to understand how I got here. How did they get here? What can be learned? How can I grow? And you will find strength in the darkness. You will find light in the shadows. The darkest shadows. You're going to need a lot of light. But it'll breed a lot of strength. Some people are going to look at you as a monster. Some people are going to look at you as a savior. Some people are going to look at you as a lover. And some people are going to look at you as a hater. How do you see yourself? How do you feel about yourself? You see, because my worst enemy, I see them as my biggest fans. They give me so much energy in the day. They don't even need to watch my videos. They talking about me. They thinking about me. My name is in their worlds. Whatever perception they have, that ain't got nothing to do with me. They're telling everybody who they are as they talk about me. But it still gives me that energy. Now, what I do with that is something completely different. See, because I choose to grow and I choose to evolve, and I went through what I went through already. It's done. I'm going to take the wisdom from the experience and level up. And in my day-to-day reality, I'm going to be able to experience that. And as I deal with others, I can give them the leveled up me. Not the hurt, weak me. Or not the version of me that was too vulnerable and put myself or martyred myself in these situations. And I can blame other people as much as I want. But ultimately, love is going to accept that there is dark and there is light. There is righteous and there is unrighteous. There is balance and imbalance. Okay, it's there. You're going to have to learn how to balance these forces. You can start at very small levels. The house is dirty. Feel what it's like to be in a dirty house. The way I see it, you can either stay there and complain about it while still in it, or you can clean it up. Stop trying to figure out who to blame for it and fix it and continue to live in that new environment, because those who messed it up, they're going to stick out like a sore thumb now. Those who are dirty are going to stand out in a clean house. Clean your house. Clean your being. And you'll notice that these low vibrational thoughts, they will not be able to last long with you. Clean your life up. If you don't know what to do, if you can't find the answers, if you can't understand, have enough empathy to forgive these people, start small. Start with you. Start looking at anything you may have done wrong in your life. So think about why. When you were maybe a child and you lied because you just didn't want to get in trouble. Understand that and forgive you. Don't be like, I can't believe I was a liar. I'm a liar forever. No, you was a little kid and you were scared. You were scared. You had fears. Now you older, bigger, stronger, smarter, and wiser. So when you look back at that, you're not going to be like, man, that little me sucked. No, you're going to be like, that little me was exactly where he needed to be for me to be who I am today. I'm glad I went through that so I could have learned that lesson. So now I live my life like this, without any fear. Moving from fear made my life worse. Not moving from fear makes my life better. Interesting. Start small. Then go on to your exes. Go on to your jobs, your mothers and your fathers, and start forgiving yourself in these situations and try to find a way to forgive them as if they were you. And you're going to gain your lesson. You can gain their lesson. We're at 20 minutes, so I want to wrap this up. Gaining these lessons, right? Gaining this wisdom, gaining this experience like a video game can level you up. When you level up, you're stronger than you were yesterday. See, that's the only one you in competition with is you. Know that it's the one with more power. It's the stronger one. The one with more power that is able to show mercy. You see, the weak ones, they got to give it they all, everything they got. While the ones who retain their power and build themselves truly, you'll see the results. And it's for you who has power to know that that is now a responsibility. And those who have power, you have the ability to show mercy. Just because I'm bigger than the ant don't mean I gotta smash it. You see, that's kind of weak. With the ant stronger than you, you gotta kill it. You know you have the ability to get a piece of paper and escort that ant to its proper environment or back to its family. The one with power can show that mercy. You don't have to show the mercy, but know what happens if you don't. Life won't either. And you've made mistakes. You should at least want one chance per mistake to get it right. Why eliminate that ant off rip? Give it a chance. Let a spider come and bite you. Yeah, go ahead and smash it. I can understand things like that. That's protection. That's coming from an understanding of something else. I had to do that. I had to. I couldn't show any more mercy. I showed as much mercy as possible. One thing I love about this character, Sukuna, right, is Sukuna is so powerful that he gives everyone he comes across a chance. A chance. Goes diplomatic first. Doesn't just respond from anger and hurt and sadness. No. Too powerful, too strong. Can look at you and be like, what are you doing? Okay. I'm going to give you a chance to not do that anymore. If you do that again, I'm going to have to retaliate. You will have consequences. Whether that's you removing your energy or whatever the situation could be for you. One thing you could always do is control yourself. You don't have to control others. It's about controlling yourself is where the power is. And anybody else can control you, then you're weaker than them. No one should be able to control you. You should have enough strength, wisdom, and experience within yourself to be in control of yourself. And there's tools to do that, such as astrology. I love astrology, numerology, gene keys, human design, Vedic, draconic, tropical. I do them all. And I use them in confluence together to understand who I am more. So I have more power and more control and more knowing and knowledge and wisdom and experience within me, about me, not with them. So I don't even want to control or have power over you. I want you to have that for yourself. But if you're busy blaming other people for your situations, then you weak. You're weak. You're a victim. If only they showed you mercy. You gotta flip it on its head, man. You gotta flip it over. You gotta reverse that. So that you don't take that in and project that weakness out. When you take in these signals and these impulses, and if you are going to process them, make sure that you are doing it in a high vibration, to find a high frequency, to find out where and why, and gain the lesson and move forward. Let it go. Show mercy. Don't expect them to do it again, but know that if it happens again, now it is your fault. I always give people a warning. I'll always give people a warning. I always give people a chance. You keep coming at me sideways, I'm just going to block you, or remove myself. if you're gonna treat me like this continuously, why would I stay around? I don't care how much you like me or want me. The way that you treat me, if it's outside of my boundaries and understanding of what I need in my life and what I deserve, don't be mad when I give you a chance to recalibrate it and you don't. You keep treating me a certain way and I remove myself. And I don't owe you nothing from that point moving forward. You don't owe nobody anything from that point moving forward. You owe yourself your best life, and don't expect no one else to give it to you. And don't let anybody take it from you. So pray for the strength. Don't pray for an easier life. Peace to the gods. Y'all hold it down. Soular Moray, the Magic Muse. Please, everybody like and subscribe if this was helpful to you. I like to give channeled messages. I can't give you a schedule. I can't give you dates when I'll upload, but just know that I'm here and I ain't going nowhere. And this is what I do. I'm gonna get stronger, better, faster, wiser. That's what it's about. Y'all hold it down. And go ahead and DM me if you guys want to book a reading. Make sure you DM me. I'll put information in the description so that you guys can get in contact with me. If anything, if not Instagram, use the emails. My phone number has been the same phone number since forever. I don't care who called me. Anyway, peace. Love y'all. Love yourself. Love wins.